Valley Sky?
Yeah, not bad. Listen, check your local listings for the time.
Thank you, Ralph.
You're welcome.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first base.
Who is on first?
If you're looking for the best of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, look to MCA Universal Home Video. The kings of comedy are at the height of hilarity in these outstanding film classics. Now available on video cassette for just $14.98 each.
Never have I ever had the opportunity of presenting such merchandise to the public.
The Abbott and Costello collection from MCA Universal Home Video. To find out what all the laughs are about, pick up these comedy treasures and complete your collection today.
And another thing, Mr. Chickiel, the next time that I tell you that I saw something when I saw it, you believe me that I saw it.
Available wherever video cassettes are sold.
Why is Luis Tian doing a paint commercial? Easy, for the paint, but only for California paint. Because it's the big job paint, just like I am the big job pitch. A few more commercial, I am going to have the paint for my whole house, inside and out. If you have a tough job to do, taking it from me, see you California paint dealer.
Reach out, oh, with Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car.
Hello, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve. And this is the show where East meets West, where the Yankees meet the Dodgers. And by the way, we're going to add some Red Sox in there tonight, I think, as well, and maybe some Braves, and maybe even some Astros. We'll see. But also where baseball meets music, and we all come together for community. And we're going to bring on our host right now and get right to it. And that would be Ray and Steve coming in, gentlemen.
Hey, Robbie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm still getting over the Dodgers loss to the Braves.
Yeah, but you're back with it. You wear your Dodgers stuff, so you're getting back on the horn there.
Yeah, it was a tough week last week. But now I'm a Braves fan.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
You know, because I don't want those Yankees to win, even though Reggie's on the Yankees and even though Reggie's on the Astros and Dusty's on the Astros, I still want them to lose. I'm still bitter about 2017. You remember 2017?
Oh, yes, we remember. You remember, Ray, right?
Get over it already.
I'll never get over it.
Listen,
Wow.
listen, we're privileged to have Uncle T. We call him Uncle T on the Yankees. Uncle T. Louis Tiant is on our show tonight. I'm so excited. I've been waiting.
That is cool.
And Uncle, we have Jackie Nunez as a Latin music promoter.
That's
77
exciting.
WABC Radio, and P. Caldera New York Yankees columnist, and he's
You got
Frank
Pete Caldera
Sinatra
on?
guy. Huh?
You got Pete Caldera on?
I think he's on.
He doesn't know whether he's Pete Caldera or Frank Sinatra. I mean, who is he? This guy lives a double life. I don't understand
Is
him.
he even a Yankee fan? Is Pete a Yankee fan?
He's a writer. Writers aren't fans. He's a Frank Sinatra something. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand him.
All
You know,
right.
he shows up. He interviews. Hey, he goes in to interview one of our players, and he goes, "Scooby Dooby Doo, did you get a hit today?" And what the hell are you doing?
Well, he brings both jobs to his craft there. We also have Jackie Nunez. Jackie Nunez, WABC, a great host and promoter for Latin music.
Listen, I mean, we are in BronxNet, and there's so much. The sound has, so many of the sounds of our Latin greats have come from the Bronx, and the Bronx never gets the credit that it deserves. And I want to hear what Jackie has to say about that. And what is she
I'm
doing
excited to talk to her
promote
about.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So Ray, you were in Florida. How's the weather there?
The weather is beautiful. I came down here because it got a little chilly in New York. And then when I got here, I found out that Uncle T, Louis Tiant, is in Florida too. So, it's unbelievable. This guy's always following me all over the place.
Well, are you following him or he's following you? Which is it?
He's Uncle T, so I guess, I'm following him.
Okay. But you also ran into another great catcher, Hall of Famer. I mean, once in a lifetime opportunity to catch up with him. Who'd you catch up with?
Well, I got together, they're doing the documentary on my life, and I went to spend a little time with Johnny Bench on Saturday, and it was wonderful, especially the things he was talking about. We can't show you the thing that he said for the documentary, but we will say that he was wonderful about Thurman Munson.
And he had some kind words to Diana.
Are you going to show that? Let's show the fans this.
Yeah, let's show a little clip of it so people see what we're talking about.
Diane, I have a surprise to you. A guy that your man really admired a lot. We talk about this a lot, me and you, and here he is.
Hey, Diane! Johnny Bench. Hey, how are you, my girl? Hope you're doing really well. We sure miss our friend, and I'm still happy that we're able to communicate together and be here as part of one. So I hope you're doing well, stay healthy. We love you and miss you.
That's for you. We love you.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's cool. He looks like he can still play, Ray.
Well, he said that whenever he got to pitch against he got to hit against Louis Tiant, he owned him. So I want to hear what Louis got to say about that.
Yeah.
Well, before we bring in El Tiante and his son Danny, who's an agent, which does great work together, great father-son combination, we lost a legend, reporter and play-by-play guy and Boston Red Sox, California Angel, Jerry Remy, who was with the Red Sox organization for decades. And, recently we lost him to cancer. I know Louis Tiant played a couple years with Jerry Remy, so I'm sure he has a few words to say. And there he is with Dave Winfield sliding into second. But a couple weeks ago, when the Yankees played the Red Sox for the wild card game, Jerry Remy threw out the first pitch. Let's go back a couple of weeks. Let's check it out. was only 3 weeks ago.
Okay, let's get our guy on here. I'm anxious to get my uncle on the show.
All right. Let's get El Tiante here. He played for a number of teams, mostly for the Red Sox and the Yankees and the Twins and the Indians and the Angels and the Pirates. But he has a Hall of Famer for the Boston Red Sox, and he should be in baseball's Hall of Fame too.
Amen.
Luis Tiant and his son Danny. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you.
Is that Uncle T?
Yo, el mismo de siempre. The one and only, boy.
And what's and
Danny's here.
that's his son Danny. Danny, get in the picture. You know, I mean, I know your dad is ugly, but it's okay. Get closer.
Yeah, you watch it with your mouth, boy.
Oh, sorry, Uncle. Sorry. Hey,
Wow.
first off, I want to start off, Danny. You created a brand new T-shirt. I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, actually, which ones? The ones that I sent you?
Yes.
All right. Well, those were actually created, believe it or not, by Victor Rojas, Cookie Rojas' son. And we took over the company. So it's Big Fly Gear, and it's really baseball storytelling. You know, everything from Hank Aaron to the Hammering Hebrew. We had the Boston Magic regarding Carlton Fisk's home run, and even the 61, the anniversary of Maris and Mantle. So we got a bunch of shirts that just basically tell a story about baseball and the home runs. And it's called Big Fly Gear. So I got involved with it this past year during the shutdown of COVID, because I bought a bunch of those shirts. They actually have one with George Brett with the pine tar incident.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Well, it's a cool design of a can of pine tar with his number on it, and they're pretty cool shirts that we did.
The shirts are beautiful, and Steve will put up a what do you call it, where you can get the shirts at the end of the show, because I love them. Danny, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've worn those things. I wore them to Yankee Stadium. I wore them to when I go do some of my speaking engagements, and I thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know?
Appreciate it.
And now the other day I went to see Louis Tiant at the airport, and I got there late, and he was on the other side of security, and they wouldn't let me through. And so we were talking to each other on the cell phone, yet we're at the same airport. You know, remember that, Louis?
Yes, sir.
And we started talking, and I want Louis to tell us the story of how he loved Thurman Munson, the incredible relationship between these two guys, this black man and this white guy, and you know, just how beautiful, how they got along, brotherhood. Tell us, Louis.
Well, you know, I mean, I explained it to you before. You know, when my mom and dad passed, he was the only player to send flowers to me. Okay, and he showed me respect, and that's the thing, you know, making you a better person. And I know before that, and I know we becoming a better friend after I'm coming to the Yankees, because I really get to know him better, what kind of person he was. You know,
That's right.
It's a shame what happened. It got taken away for us and for his family, you know, his wife and kid.
Now,
it was hard. And then what happened was, remember, when we go to his town, when we had to bury him, we go and bury him, remember?
yeah.
We come back to New York, but we supposed to play that night. And I was the pitcher. You see, and Nero no played, Orquídez no played, Bobby Mercer no played. And, you know, I was in the mound. I was in the mound. Then they put him in the big TV.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget it, man. I start crying like a baby. And then I have again to pitch. And I really, I don't know how I'm gonna do. Because, you know, I a sentimental person. You know, especially with the people I like. See, you know,
Yeah.
I'll be honest to you. You don't have to like everybody.
Right.
Everybody have to like you, but
Right.
some people you coming closer to those people like your family, and he was one of them. And
Now,
you know when they say play ball, wow. I don't know. I was feel so mad for what happened. Feel strange how that happened, and then I'm gonna be in the mound trying to pitching again. It's not what's easy for me. I think what's easy for all the players that never play. And then the only thing I asked him, and I said, I had to ask God, this guy, please let me win this game for my friend. And I win one, I losing 1-0.
Oh gosh.
1-0, I losing that game.
I never forget it.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was hard for me. Because I think our relationship was before. You said we were talking about the hate we had, the Yankee and the Boston. We hated. But when I come into New York, I find it. The players don't hate each other. The only thing the players we do is trying to go to the field, put the uniform, and trying to beat the Yankee when you was a boat, and trying to go one level up on what you do regularly. And when I go to the Yankee, they do the same thing. And I think the only two guys don't like him too much were Lou Piniella and Captain Fisk. And Monson, Thurman too. Thurman don't like it too much. Carlton Fisk. But one thing he did it. You see, I used to get him out pretty good, and he have a tough time to hit me. One day, I remember pitching in Boston against, and I hang a slider. Boom! I hit him over the screen in the left field. Where he did it, the soon he get out of the home plate, he started, jumping like when you like a little kid. I got you, and he run and he walk, jumping around. I said, I got you now too. And I just looking and laughing at because he looked like a little kid. He was so happy that they hit me that day in home run. But that's the thing we used to do. You see, we have a lot of respect for each other. So that's important. I think that's important in life. We do expect to be respected, and that's what we did it. And we like it, not just that. We like it the way we coming by at the game. We play hard, we're hustling, and we want to win. We was a winner. Okay, we're doing any effort we can do to win the game all the time. You don't happen, but at least we try. We're thinking about it. That's important.
Now, Louis, the beautiful thing about you in 1979, and that made Thurman so happy, was when you put on roller skates. You put on roller skates, and you started skating all around the clubhouse like you was a hockey player.
Yeah.
And you try to run everybody down.
Yep. I do them under the ballpark, around the ballpark. Somebody told me, watching me, go, George is around. He see you. He's really going to get mad at you. I said, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I just go and roller skate all over the place. And I do that every day, except the day I pitch. I don't do. But every other day, I do. Roller skate,
Wow.
around, come back. And
Hey, Louis is the only guy ever to roller skate in the nude with smoking a cigar.
Wow, this story getting more interesting. There's Carlton Fest.
yeah. Well, you know, you do things, and like the people said to the guys, how you take a shower and smoking a cigar. Just like you go to the bar and drinking a beer. Same thing. Yes, you have to learn what kind of move you have to do. You get the cigar wet, moving around, you know. But I used to do that. I have a good time doing those things because that means that's a satisfaction about when you go and pitching a good game, and you're happy, you want to enjoy it. Then that's what I do. I get in the water pool, like you said there, smoking my cigar. They throw me ice, you know, a bucket of ice. When I'm smoking my cigar, I wet my cigar. Yes, you used to do that to me. Cold. One thing I tell you this thing about, like the guy saying TV, baseball been very good to me. It was. It's still, you know, because like I said, God let me do a lot of things in my life, and I never thought I'm gonna do. Because I don't have no complaint. Everything happened for me. And that's a gift. See my family, my kid, my granddaughter, my grandson. You know, all my family around and I'm healthy. That's important for me.
No doubt. No doubt.
Now,
Now,
Hey, Steve, important for people to know. Louis was only with the Yankees 2 years, okay, 79 and 80. However, he struck up one of the great relationships with George Steinbrenner. George Steinbrenner really loved Louis Tiant too. Louis, tell us how close you was to the boss.
It was good. It was good. You know, when I come into the Yankee and I sign it. Before I signed it, he said to me, you know, I sign you, but one thing you have to do. I said, what? He said, the only thing I wanted you to do is you have to take in the mustache. You can play with no mustache here, no long hair, you know. It was great. I said, and then I look at George. You know, that's my identification when people know me for my mustache. Everything. No. We're not using those things here. You know, I sign you, but you have to take it out. I said, okay, all right, no problem. I'll sign you. Go home. When we come back to spin training. But when I take it up, spin training. Then he see me a couple of times. He's looking at me. He said, I got you. I'm watching you too. I know it's funny because when the season started, I let it grow again. He never said nothing to me. Never said nothing to me.
Wow.
He let me do it.
Now,
when we go to the fantasy camp, you take me to the office. Remember?
Yeah.
He told you that they want to see me. He know I was there.
Right.
Coming in the office, he get out, he hug me, you know.
He loved Louis. He loved Louis.
He become me old man.
Yeah.
Old man, how you doing? But he was good to me. I don't have no problem with him.
Hey, Steve, Robbie, in 1980, we lost to Kansas City in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, what happened? And if I get emotional, please forgive me. But we went down. We lost the last game, and George Steinbrenner came into the lounge, the players' lounge, and Louis and Goose Gossage were both crying like babies. You remember that, Louis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Steinbrenner said, the only thing I'm upset about, boys, is that I know Louis would have beat them tomorrow. You remember that, Louis?
Yep.
That's what he said. Louis would have beat them tomorrow. He said, that's the only thing I'm upset about.
Yeah.
And I get emotional because his love for Louis was sincere. It was really nice. And he actually hired Louis Tiant to work with our organization, and some piece of crap when George was out of town did not follow up on the contract, and Louis never got to work with us, and he lied to George. He lied to DeBoer that Louis didn't want to be there. He lied. Okay? That guy is no longer living. Okay? And I never forgave that guy for that because we fought for a long time over that. I never wanted to tell Louis that, but it was very painful. And the aspect of how they lied to Mr. Steinbrenner, because Mr. Steinbrenner really wanted Louis there.
Yeah.
No. Well, Louis, you lost a teammate, Jerry Remy, a couple of days ago. What's your thoughts of Jerry Remy?
Well, I think we're losing something good people. He was a pretty good player. You know, I played with him a couple of years, and then he was one of the few players or hitters that give me a headache to get him out. You know, even he hit him wrong against me, and I told him, "I'm going to kill you."
Wow.
Hit me. You can hit no home run. I don't care if you hit base hit. I mean, he give me a hard time. Get him out. I don't know why, but he give me a hard time to get him out. And then we coming through the year. I start working for the Red Sox. I do the TV. Then we're coming more close. You know, we're going to spring training. We talk, and then when the game started, and we're really coming close.
Wow.
And then you know, what happened, I think we're going to miss him. And I think, but I tell you, the other side too, he suffered a lot.
Yeah.
He suffered a lot with the city he had. You know, it's hard. You know, you don't know really how you want a feeling about when the people have those problems, because I know they happen with my father. You know, my father had the same thing he got. Yeah. I mean, it coming to the point, my father, I used to take it to get the treatment, you know, the thing they give you, the chemo, and then about the fourth time he told me, "Son, please don't take me no more. I don't want to go no more." You know, because I remember every time I take it, when we get out, he don't want to eat. He cried. You know. I don't know.
It's a sad day, and you've certainly left a legacy in everywhere you went. And before we bring our sports columnist in, Pete Caldera, we have a little clip of the 1975 World Series, which you dominated in the games you pitched. Let's check it out real quick.
Steve?
Yes.
Before you do that, I just want to say I got a message from David Cohn, who has always idolized Louis Tiant. And it's very nice to see this man give you respect like that, because you deserve it. You're one of the all-time greats.
Yes, thank you.
God bless. Let's go back to 75 for our young viewers out there. Let's check it out.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowd on its feet here at Fenway on an overcast, raw day. And Petrocelli gloves it. A throw in time. And the Red Sox have drawn first blood in the 1975 World Series. Louis Tiant, with the help of a 6-run seventh, spins a 5-hit shutout to give the Sox the victory.
There goes Geronimo. Pitch is popped up. And that should do it. Yastrzemski, and Boston has taken the 4th game of this World Series. In the 9th inning, the Reds' threat goes by the boards as Louis Tiant is mobbed by his teammates. The win tonight ensures that it will go back to Fenway Park as they defeat the Reds 5-4, the 3rd consecutive 1-run game.
Wow, what a great memory there. And we all know what happened. Unfortunately, the Red Sox went down in 7, but Bernie Carbo and Carlton Fisk gave us a real treat. Let's bring Pete Caldera out because he started his love for baseball back then. Pete, are you there?
Really enjoying listening to Louis Tion's stories because I tell you what, that's the first World Series I remember. I was 9 years old. That's the first World Series I was allowed to stay up and watch, and that I remembered. And I remember that Game 1 win by Lewis. And I'll tell you what, I'd love to ask Louis if you remember this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but either Major League Baseball or the Boston Red Sox brought your parents in from Cuba to witness you pitch Game 1 of that World Series. Do you remember that? And could you tell a story about that?
Well, what happened? The bringing my mom and dad from Cuba was Senator the doctor. My Dr. Shapiro, he was my doctor, was my family doctor at that time. And his son-in-law was a judge, and he was my friend too. That's how I met him. And then we talked, and one of the day I go see him in the office. I told him about my mom and dad. You know, I don't see them for 17 years, you know, and I don't know if I'm going to see them again. And he said, okay, let me find out something. And then he talked to Dr. Shapiro, talked to Senator Brooke. And then Senator Brooke giving a letter to Senator McGovern. He passed maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He used to go to Cuba and do business with the government in Cuba. And he bringing the letter and showed to Castro. And then Castro tell him, I know the son, I know the father. And then he can leave, he can come in, he can get out when they want him. You know how to come if they don't want him. And the good sent me, I mean, they surprised me because less than a month after that, they was here. You know, and for me, it was the biggest surprise of my life, you know. And I think it was the best thing that happened to me in my baseball career. You know, and there's 2 things: my wife, my mom and dad, because I thought I never gonna see me again. You know, and my father never see me pitch, and my mother watched me on TV over there. I mean, you're not supposed to have it because the government see you, they put you in jail, and then what you do, a friend of mine, butcher, you know, he have a TV. And most of those years, most of the Saturday, that's when they have a TV. And then those days, I pitch. This is my day to pitch on Saturday. Then he told me he go and send somebody to my house in Cuba. See my mother, father telling I'm going to pitch on Saturday. And they go and see me pitch. And every time they put me on TV, my mother, she used to go on the TV, touching the TV and kissing. And I guess they were thinking the same thing I was thinking. Maybe we're never going to see each other again, you know. And then, you know, like I said, less than a month, they was here. There was in the United States. I said, wow. And then in the top of that, there was the year we go to the World Series, you know, making better, making much better for us, you know, for him and my mama. But you know, like I said, I thank God every day they give me that opportunity, you know, I can see them again, and that's they drive me crazy because. You know, you eat here, you have a car, you got a nice house, you see other part of your family, and then you don't know what they do over there. They eat, they no eat, you know, and it really bothered me for all those years. And but you know, thank God they bring me to me and my family, my wife and me, and we have a good time for a year and a half. They be with us 15 months, then they pass. They pass, and then both on the same time almost. Day and a half, I had the burial, both the same day. And, it was a good sign for me, for my family, my kid, and my wife. And I mean, I don't have no brother, I don't have no sister, I'm the only child. And then after, you don't see them for that many years. And then they're going in 15 months, but at least, like I said, thank God every day. They let me see them and they can see me, see the family. Because even now, my father, he don't know my wife. My mother, me and my wife, we go to Mexico, 1968 Olympics. They let her get out for 3 months, but they don't let my father get out. Then she had to come back. That's when she met my wife, my mother and the grandkid. But then my father not coming. And then we had to wait 17 more years till he coming in 1975 for the World Series.
Wow.
But, it was tough. And like I said, sometimes, see, people talk. That's what I'm trying to explain it to people. People complain, little things, but people that don't know what the other people suffer. You understand what I mean? We think that you're about player, you have everything. It's not. There's a lot of things we like to have it. That is saying I have it, maybe more than I should have. You know what I mean? Like I said, on one side or the other, I have to say thank you God every day, because like I said, he gave me the opportunity to do things in my life I never thought I was going to do. For me, all of that is gift, I fulfill my dream. Not too many people in life can say that. I fulfill my dream. I did it. And then, he gave me a good life, living a good life, and playing, and did my job, what I want to do, play baseball, for do 25 years, 22 winter ball. Because I throw a lot of pitch. I told some of the guys, why you not come back? I said, come back? Where? You crazy? See, I put in all these innings, all the pitches I throw. I got more money than Rockefeller.
Hey, Louis, I've got a question for you. First of all, you've had a fantastic career, and you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And so I'm hoping and praying that all the baseball writers out there that vote for the Hall of Fame get you in there because you deserve to be in there. But my question for you is that windup that you're not. How did you ever come up with that windup that was so wild?
Yes, I did it in 1971, 1972 here in Boston against Cleveland. Okay, I was in Boston, and then I pitched against Cleveland. And Sonny Silver that day, he supposed to pitch, and he coming with, I got fever, he got cold, and then the manager, what is his name? I forget now the name. Oh man, you remember the Oz manager, 72. Eddie Castro. He, when I come into the club, I see the baseball in my locker. Okay. And I remember that's what the manager used to do when you're going to pitch. Tell you, wait to the game and give you a catch at the game. No, they put him in your locker. You know you're going to pitch. And then I look at it and I say, okay. you know, it's fine. Then he coming about 10 minutes after he coming. And he asked me, "Are you ready?" I said, "I'm ready all my life." Yeah,
I'm born ready.
yeah. I mean, what's the matter with you? I'm ready. I said, and then he said, "Okay, well, you're going to pitch him tonight." And then that day, in the seventh inning, I remember, I got the hitter for Cleveland, 2 strikes, no ball.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I look in the sign, and then Fish asked me for a slider, you know.
Uh-huh.
And coming to my mind, looking at the sign and looking at the home plate, you know, then coming to my mind because nobody told me anything to do that. You know.
Huh.
Just say, oh, let me try this and see what happens. Now just go and turn around, look in the center field, look in the sky, and then throw a side up. And I tell you, it wasn't funny. I want to laugh, but it was a funny side because the hitter, I see the eyes, but that he get out of the home plate. He moving away from home. Try 3 right in the middle. Then he had Fisk. What is that? Fisk, that's a new pitch. No way, no, can be no way. Then, you know, after he go to the dugout, struck him out. And then Fish coming to the mound. Because he don't know either. He coming to the mound, and I said, "What is that?" That's a new pitcher. You're going to see a lot of that. You know, and then what I do, I start working out, you know, the point release, where I can throw more strikes, better throw. And I win 172 games. He worked for me.
There you go.
No doubt. But I heard a lot about the Latin culture. Louis coming over, Ray coming over. We have a Latin music promoter from WABC Radio, Jackie Nunez. I want to add her to the show and welcome her to Reach Out with Ray and Steve and Robbie. Jackie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Jackie. Welcome.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
How you doing?
Yes. Jackie, when you hear these stories about the culture, and why is it important for you to promote the Latin music that you do and to do the things that you do on WABC Radio?
Well, I mean, it's important, the Latin culture. Actually, this is the first time WABC has a Latin show.
Wow.
I basically interview a lot of Latin artists or of Latin interest, predominantly the music, because that's a big part of our culture. You know, our food, our music is very big part of our culture, and especially family. They're very family oriented. So I convinced WABC to hit the market of the Latin market, because it's a huge market, and it would be advantageous for them to hit the Latin market because it is a large market at that, and it's very important. Our culture is very important to the Latinos in general. So I wanted to do something about it on a general network station that I think is the best idea ever, to have a Latin show on their station.
Now, Jackie, are you expecting to have Louis Tiant come on your show and sing?
I would love to. We need to set that up. Thank you, Ray, for mentioning that.
Well, Louis
that's good, because that's what we need. We need a stick together, you know.
Absolutely.
Do things together and do the thing we like to do. And if we don't do, not too many other people maybe going to do. It's like we have to do those things, like you do, like you do.
Exactly.
You know, and we need those things. We have to making people recognize us, the Latino. You know,
absolutely.
We are a human. We're good people. We're intelligent. All right, and we can do a lot of things that people don't think we can. You know,
and I think historically, Latinos have done so much in every industry. in just about everything, whether it's sports, entertainment, whether it's political. The Latinos are known to be very well involved, especially in communities, because it's very important. They have the importance of religion, the importance of their faith, their family, their culture, their food, the music. I
Don't
mean,
forget
what more is
baseball, Jackie.
That's number one. Oh,
Look
yes,
at the number of Latinos that are in the baseball community. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's humongous.
It's very large. I mean, look where Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I mean, a large percent of Latinos in the Bronx.
Well,
don't forget Los Angeles over here, you guys.
That's true. Los Angeles, very much so.
I mean, that's a great thing that you did, Jackie, to advocate for that on such a big market, WABC Radio.
Yes.
And for them to receive and be receptive to that, because especially during this pandemic, it's so very important to connect. I mean, Louis Tiant came over here back in the 70s and 60s, and when our society was in upheaval. And for him to do what he did, just to play baseball, but to be a spokesman for baseball in general, I think that's what you're doing on the WABC as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very important that we get the message out and that we don't get forgotten, because we are a large community. We are a large amount of people. I mean, we're basically into everything, and there isn't anything us Latinos don't do.
Yeah. You know what too? I don't know, about maybe 10 years, 15 years ago, how many Latinos in this country, they are president of the companies, they are businessmen, I don't know. I know more about baseball fans and Latino fans, but regular people, like you've been doing it, I don't know if they have that many. I know for fact that we're doing a great job in this country. We can have a lot of bad Latino, but we can have a good one too, and we have a lot of good ones. And I think that's the situation sometimes we have to live. Everybody thinking when you say Latino, oh, we're crazy. We don't like to work. We don't that. We do a lot of work. We are a heavy force in this country, because we do a lot for this country, and I think we should be recognized and giving more credit than what we really get, because if we know how we grew up. See, Latin American, they don't know, because they've not been in our country before. They don't know how we grew up. They don't know how we had to do things. Sometimes, like we're talking about, we don't go to school when we was a kid because we have 10 brothers or 10 sisters.
Wow.
Every year you grow, you have to work, because you have to help your father to bring you food for your brothers. And then you come in like you're a father too for your brother. And that's if people don't understand those parts. But I know we have a good heart. We got one heart. We're good. We care for each other. We care for people, no matter what color, nationality, whatever. Like me, especially I'm talking about me now. I don't care about it. I think and we can learn it. I learned how to be living with people. I learned how to do things because my mom and dad take care of me. I was maybe one of the few lucky Latino. I know we're hungry. I eat every day. They dress me good. Like I said to you before, I have to thank God every day, what they do for me. And I think we have to do the same for the other people coming, for the Latino coming here, the family coming here. And we have to get together and do those things. We don't have to go and do nothing out of the way. Just do the right thing. Because I think one thing is God don't bring us in this world to be a bad person. God wants us to be good to everybody. Whenever you can help him, you should. you know, instead of fight people, do damage people, abusing people. We don't need that. I think we better think and put the brains together, you know, and do better, because we can do better what we do sometimes.
Well said.
And I want to thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Keep doing it, and that's a great thing to do. I know you gotta go hard.
That's well said, sir. Well said. But you know,
well said. Thank you so much.
You guys don't know Pete is a singer, and he does a little Frank Sinatra. So it's not Latin music, but let's check Pete out for a moment here.
She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. She loves the theater, but she doesn't arrive late. She'd never bother with someone she'd hate. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, Robbie, Robbie, you would like that, right, Robbie?
Oh,
Well, you know, we had a Latin Frank Sinatra, and that was called Tito Rodriguez. He was considered the Latin Frank Sinatra. But I got one for you. If you want to check out on YouTube, Tito Puente has a song in English, and it has very much the crooner sound to it, like a Frank Sinatra sound. You might want to check it out. It's called It Was Love.
Huh. It was love.
It was love. It's definitely like a crooner sound song. So for those who like Frank Sinatra, you will definitely like that one.
And I'll also throw this into the mix here. Last year, Pitbull had a #1 record in the Latin community with Frankie Valli's song and a slight duet with Frankie called "Can't Take My Eyes Off You."
Oh, that's right.
Right. And for those, we didn't announce, Robbie Robinson is the musical director and keyboardist for Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons for the last 44 years. So he knows Frankie very, very well.
Well, I remember going back in the day, coming into New York City and going to the Latin dance clubs with my buddy Joaquin de Lomas, who was in the Fania All-Stars, and he used to take me to those clubs. And man, those were cooking clubs and cooking bands.
Could I interject one thing about one of my most favorite songs we do at the Carnegie Club, and we're just doing it in the style of nightclub Sinatra type style stuff, not impersonation stuff, but just in the style that people love to hear it. I hope anyway, in nightclub with a live band. But we do some of Antonio Carlos Jobim's melodies.
Oh yeah,
he was
Great
a
guy.
genius composer from Brazil, and
Great guy. I worked with him. He was great.
oh my goodness. And so I mean, what a complete musician he was. And Sinatra and Jobim did one album together.
Yes.
I wish they had done more. And we do The Girl from Ipanema. And
Well, I worked in the recording studio where they recorded that.
Wow.
I got to work with Jobim, and a phenomenal guy. I mean, he was just so nice and so well educated in the music. And he came in first to lay the tracks, of course, and then Frank came in afterwards. But those two had such a chemistry, and you wouldn't even think that they would have any type of anything in common. And those two, they got off as if they knew each other for many years. It was just great.
I can vouch the fact that music, and I think Pete will say it, and I think Louis, and I know you would say this, Jackie, music can bring people together of all persuasions.
Absolutely. As you know, that Glenn Miller's favorite song was a Spanish song called Perfidia.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes. In fact, there's a non-Latino singer who has recorded more songs than any Latin entertainer today, which was Nat King Cole.
Wow.
Yep.
He was pretty good.
Well, we'll learn a whole bunch of stuff here tonight. So this is unbelievable.
Let's not forget that Sammy Davis Jr. was also half Puerto Rican.
That's right.
Actually, he was Cuban.
No, he was Puerto Rican. His mother lived in Spanish Harlem.
Hey, well, let's throw this into the mix. Jackie's one of Jackie's colleagues over there at WABC, our buddy Tony Orlando, is also half Puerto Rican, right?
Yes, he's a Greco Rican, as they call him.
That's right, Greco Rican.
That's right. That's right. Well,
And he
almost
loves the Latin music. He loves it. He's so happy that I'm on ABC now. He's like, yes, I love the Latin music. It's part of his culture too.
Jackie, let me tell you this, that when Luis Tiant came to the Yankees, I finally was proud of being half Cuban, okay, because of Luis Tiant. And I owe that to, I never told Luis that until today. So thank you, Luis.
No, thank you.
Wow. This is great.
Never tell me, no.
My father was Cubano.
See?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And until Luis Tiant, I never said it. I never stood up for my half Cuban culture.
Well, we're just about out of time, but Jackie, you have a podcast. How can people listen to you or watch you on a regular basis?
Well, right on WABC, there's on WABCradio.com. You can also see where it says WABC TV, and you'll see my video podcast. It'll all come up. I see the link there. But on WABCradio.com, or you can download the app, 77 WABC.
Cool.
And you'll see my interviews. I've had quite a few already. My last one I had with Joe Bataan, if anyone knows Joe.
Oh, bravo. Yes, Joe Bataan.
And there are a few others, actors and stuff like that. But you can catch it on WBC Radio.
Thank you. And Pete, where can people see what you write on a regular basis?
It's already there. So it comes out every week, a new show. But you will see all the shows on there on WBC Radio.
Thank you, Peter. Peter, where can people get your writing and your articles?
Yeah, in the Bergen Record at northjersey.com, which is the Record's website. You can follow me at Twitter at P. Caldera. And that's the baseball stuff. And we've got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of Yankee analysis coming up in the next, right after the World